Hey guys, welcome back. We're sitting here about 3 degrees outside, and currently I think we're at about 8 inches of snow. I don't know if you can see it out here, but it's been coming down all last night and all day today, and hopefully we'll be stopping soon. So what it looks like outside isn't at all, as a gardener and as a person who loves to be out on the lawn, necessarily once, but it's a good time to start planning for spring. So I've been jotting down some notes, putting together my plan for the lawn this year, and I thought I would just throw together a quick video of some things that you guys should be thinking about in your lawn as you're putting together plans for the new year. Or if you just aren't even putting together a plan, you just want to have a good start to have a nice lawn, here's some things to think about. So the first thing that I always do is I order up a soil test. At first they seem, like they may be very complex and hard to do and, oh my gosh, but they're very, very simple to do. You just order one up, they send you a kit in the mail, go around your yard, dig up some soil, put it in a bucket, spool it around, and put that in the container that they send you and ship it back. It's very, very simple, and I'll share a video that we're going to be doing this, of course, once all of this white stuff is gone and the ground is not frozen. But we're going to be doing that out in the yard, and I'll give you some links in the description of all the things that we're talking about today, where you can kind of check them out on your own. But that's going to be a very important thing to do, because what that's going to really kind of give you is really the health of the soil in your lawn and in your garden, and it's going to tell you what you do and do not have in it from a nutrient perspective. So you can utilize that information when you're buying fertilizers and things that you want to put on your lawn, and you're not putting things down that you don't necessarily have to be. You may be deficient in one area and way above the line in another, but you may be buying buying fertilizer, the 4-step programs from the big names that maybe providing you things like this. So you're not putting down what you want to put down that makes your lawn the best that it can be. So the soil test is something that I recommend every spring. Don't fail on it. Go ahead and do it. And when we get mine back, we'll have another video and we'll kind of step through the results so that you can kind of get a good read on well, what do all of the charts and graphs and numbers necessarily mean. So another big thing that you want to be doing during this time of the year, during spring, is to be checking those soil temperatures, because one of the steps that we're going to be talking about is pre-emergents. But if you put down your pre-emergent too early, it may not be as effective, and you get as much protection from weeds as long from it. But if you put it down too late, you may already have weeds germinating in your lawn. So a key thing to look for is 55 degrees. 55, no, that's 10. 55 degrees is what you're going to be looking for. That's when you're going to want to start. So you're going to be checking these things and using a soil temperature probe. I'll share a video about this. Another very simple thing can be found on Amazon, just to check the temperature of your soil so that you know when to put down your pre-emergent treatment. And the next magic number that you have is 70 degrees, and we'll get into that in a little bit here when we talk about the pre-emergents. But the third thing that I always do is give my lawn a good raking. Over the winter, especially if you have a lot of snow like this, your lawn may be matted down or pushed down, and what you're going to want to do is run a good rake through the entire lawn. It's going to pull up any dead stuff that may be in there, but it's really going to open up that ground so that you're able to get pre-emergents and in the future fertilizer down to the soil. And you've essentially cleaned it up and cleaned up that layer. But then what that will also allow you to do is to walk your entire lawn and you may find issues. It gives you an opportunity to look for that. We don't have this issue here in our lawn, but I know others in our area have problems with voles, especially if it rains or if it snows a whole lot. Voles is sort of like a mole, but they'll tear up your lawn. So just doing this raking exercise will really help your lawn to get a good kickstart and take off for the year, but then it also helps you to kind of take a tour of what's going on in my yard, and you can make preparations to address any of that type of stuff that you may need to. So the fourth thing, and this is I think another one of the most important to help you to have a good start of a potential weed-free lawn, is to put down pre-emergents. Again, I'll link all of this below, but pre-emergence is going to, you almost think of it as a protective barrier on the top of the soil, and this is key. This is why you want to rake before you put your pre-emergent down. After you do that raking, I'm going to put the pre-emergent down, and again, we'll do all of this together throughout the season. So you'll want to be sure to subscribe to the channel so that we can kind of follow along this plan together as we go along. But that pre-emergent, as you put it down, it gets watered in. It's going to create a protective layer on top of your soil that is going to keep any type of weeds from germinating up through there. Where the soil temperature comes into play and why it's so important is you want to put this down again right around 55 degrees, right at that. I always try to put mine down maybe a little bit before, because at 55 degrees, that's the magic number when crabgrass and these type of weeds that show up in your lawn are going to start germinating. So you want to have that protective barrier down before they start germinating to keep the weeds out of your lawn. The next magic number is 70 degrees. And you'll probably see this maybe around 30 to 45 days later. But 70 degrees, you want to put another treatment of your pre-emergent. In this case, it's going to be Prodiamine, is what we're going to be using. So that's going to be your active ingredient that you're going to be looking for. But at 70 degrees, we put down another application, and you should be protected for the entire season. Now, keep in mind, if you go digging in your lawn anywhere, you're breaking that barrier. So it's not to say that a weed will show up there, but it's just know that you're not protected by the Prodiamine applications in that spot. So that's another reason why we do our raking ahead of the Prodiamine or the pre-emergent treatment. We do our soil test where we're going to be digging around in the soil. We do that ahead of our Prodiamine treatment so that we have that nice blanket layer. But that's the key steps, 4 key steps of making sure that that you're going to have a really good kickstart to make sure that you're going to have everything kind of laid in place to have things stacked for you to have a good lawn for this year. Of course, there's many things that we're going to have to do throughout the year, and I'm going to be sharing my lawn program that I came up with my lawn with y'all. And why I did what I did. A lot of that's going to be based on the results of the soil test, and we're going to be talking more about that. So I would love it if you guys gave us a subscribe, followed along on the adventure while we try to make our lawn the best that it can be, and hopefully you learn some things along the way, and us as a community down in the comment section can talk about what's going on and kind of go from there. But give us a like, be sure to hit the notification bell when you subscribe. That really helps us out and lets us know that that this is content that you guys want to see. And we'll talk to you next time, guys. Bye-bye.